Hello my fellow AD carries and welcome to my first analysis of one of my own games, and I hope you're ready for this because this is going to be a journey. I posted the endgame scream of this game a few days back, and some of you guys really wanted to see the game behind it. So if you remember that post, then you are spoiled as far as the outcome is concerned. But maybe you're spoiled by the title anyway, because this is a game which I would like to watch back in order to learn something from it, and also you can probably learn something from it as well, because this is a game where I, playing Misfortune, am actually hard carrying this entire team, and I want to see exactly how I did it. And also exactly where I could have played better, because I did make a few mistakes. But let's first of all get into the lane phase. So I'm playing Misfortune, and I'm with Tahm Kench against Lucian and Thresh. And the build I'm currently going for is with a press the attack page, you see it on the screen right now. Sometimes with cut down instead of coup de grace. And well, as far as items are concerned, I can also show them on the screen. And yeah, it's a very crit heavy build. The Bloodthirster into Essence Reaver as a core, simply because I want to keep my resources high, so I'm more flexible on the map. And also I want to go into a crit build without too much attack speed, because if you buy attack speed, that means you are not buying attack damage, which is not as good on Misfortune. And yeah, we are playing against a very aggressive all-in lane. Tahm Kench counters all-in very well, but they got level 2 power spike. Tahm Kench did not respect that. And by the way, did you notice, if you just rewind a little bit, Thresh is consistently hitting minions to help Lucian push for level 2. Tahm Kench is not doing that, so there's no chance we can get the level 2 in time, which we don't do. I could have stayed there, autoed the minion twice, but in that time Lucian would have autoed me 2 or 3 times already, and we would have definitely lost that 2v2. So I need to back off. Tahm Kench does not realize, and he is overcommitted. I heal him, which is bad. This is something I should not have healed him. I should have kept my heal. This is something I do all the time. I waste my heal. I heal too early, I heal too late. This is something I do all the time, and you really need to work on my heals. And yeah, now I'm a little bit in a sticky situation. I'm in a 1v2. Fortunately enough, I am level 2 already. But the main issue is I cannot walk up. I cannot get an experience range of that caster minion that died, or that melee minion I will get an experience. Yeah, it will even survive, so I can farm it. And yeah, now I'm forced to farm on the tower. But the main aspect here is the main thing to note is that I did not lose any health, and that is crucial. If I lose health there, then we now lose the 2v2 again, because I'm low on resources. So I needed to stay high HP. I could not afford to take any hits from those two while Tahm Kench was returning to my lane. So I farm at the tower, and this is fine. I'm only 1 CS behind the Lucian. We got hard stomped because Tahm Kench did not prepare for the level 2, and still only 1 CS behind. So this is also quite important to note. You need to keep your farm high, because when you get out-farmed and your opponent can deny you farm, you will get even further behind. So right now, also one thing to keep in mind is Thresh got the kill, not Lucian. So this, all in all, this could be way worse. The situation is still manageable. Tahm Kench is a little bit behind in experience, but now is also level 3, so that should be fine. And currently I really don't need to think about their jungler too much, simply because we are consistently hugging our turret. And yeah, it's a Kayn. So he has crazy gank paths, but again, they are not in a position to dive at level 3 when we're both full health. So, same old story. I need to farm on the tower simply because we get out-pressured. And they could be using this opportunity to convert their first blood gold into items. And we saw something here. I don't know who's sitting there. Maybe the Thresh is roaming. Yeah, Thresh is roaming. He roams a lot in this game. He's very good. He's a very, very good player. He all the time tries to snowball out the lane when he has nothing to do in his own. So this is exactly that. He has nothing to do in his lane, so he goes mid lane and he gets a kill there. That's extremely well played. But we pushed the lane on the tower, and since they backed, or Lucian at least backed, I now also need to back. And Lucian gets a Vamp Scepter. I could have also gotten a Vamp Scepter, but I decided to go double longsword Cull. And this is 12 more attack damage than a Vamp Scepter. And the Cull life gain on hit is, in the early levels, pretty much as good as a Vamp Scepter lifesteal. Not as good, maybe half as good as a Vamp Scepter. Maybe the equivalent of 5% lifesteal, when you do the math. So, back to laning, but I am expecting to get shoved under tower pretty consistently by the Lucian, simply because he has the lane priority. Also the well, a small item advantage as far as trading is concerned, because he can always heal back to full with Vamp Scepter. With Cull, that takes a little bit longer. And yeah, there's no way they can follow up on this. Lucian needs to push the wave, and Thresh was a little bit too far away. So all I'm doing right now is I'm not risking anything. I'm simply waiting for the wave to crash on the tower so I can farm it. I got 27 extra AD from items. Oof. Hooked there. But the Tahm immediately saves me. Yeah, that was good. I should not have walked into range. I should have stayed farther back, because walking up, when you saw that, it gained me nothing, but it got me in Thresh hook range. So I should have kept that in mind. Should have stayed under tower, wait for the wave to crash. It will crash anyway. And now I can farm it with the 27 bonus AD I got from items. Or at least most of it. It's still tough because I need to deal with, or Tahm and I both need to deal with the enemy laners. But yeah, there comes the Echo. Pretty terrible gank timing if you ask me, because of the wave. But we still force out summoners, which is worth a lot. So yeah, the wave was thinned out enough to the point where we could fight. But it is obviously not as nice to miss the minions to the tower, since I need them. But now they are low, they don't have summoners, they cannot overextend like that anymore, and we gain some pressure back in the lane, which means we can now shove, go back ourselves, so we get items, and then go from there. How much gold do I have? 700? Yeah, that's enough for a Vamp Scepter. So now I'm pretty much good to go in lane. With a Vamp Scepter plus Doran's Blade plus Cull, there's no way they can poke me out of lane. If I get all in, I die, obviously, if Tahm doesn't save me. But as far as short trades are concerned, I can definitely take them now. Lucian get a Cutlass, so he's not too far ahead. He has the active, which is 350 gold you pay for. But apart from that, he has 25 AD, 10% lifesteal. I have 10, 25 AD, 32 AD, 10% lifesteal, and 3 life on hit. So stat-wise, I'm stronger. Cutlass active is also some damage, so we need to keep that in mind. But I'm not behind it by any means. I'm definitely catching, or not. Catching up implies I'm behind, but I'm not behind. That's the main point. But I still cannot fight the all-ins. They push faster than we do. So just go back to farming under tower. And we spam ping missing. Or no, who's spam pinging? Well, I think... No, they are spam pinging miss. I think we at some point also catch up to the Thresh always roaming and spam ping miss in action when the Thresh is not here. Oh yeah, there are the pings, right? Signals to be careful, signals enemies are missing. Yeah, we are expecting the Tahm to... no, the Thresh to roam again, which is what he does. He takes the control ward, and we cannot challenge that, really. So yeah, let's talk about the build. So the idea is that I am very flexible with my resources, with Bloodthirster and Essence Reaver. For boots, I can go whatever. I can go Xerxes, but I can also go Ninja Tabby, which is what I do this game because of Blue Cane. But also Mercury Treads are possible. And afterwards, you would like to buy an Infinity Edge with that build, simply because it's obviously the hardest scaling AD crit item there is. Well, there are only 2 AD crit items in total. Wait, maybe we should pay more attention to what's going on. Because right now the Ahri is missing. And we are preparing for madness in the bot lane. And I get hooked. Instantly cannon teleports. He was watching our lane while walking towards top lane, which is very nice. But there's not much going on. I mean, they disengage and they are fine, essentially. However, we now do have an HP advantage, and Thresh with low HP cannot do that much. Okay. Yeah, the situation resolves itself. I played this game yesterday, I think. So from the time I record this, one day earlier. So I don't remember every single move we made, but I still remember most of it. And yeah, this time I played it correctly, even with the taunt. Yeah, because that's what happened earlier. Thresh looked at him, hooked me, and I walked into range for no reason. And this time I walked out of range, which is very important. But yeah, Kayn is mid lane. You have nothing to fear. And he will go blue Kayn, so I will buy a Ninja Tabby. And also, and at some point, for more attack damage, or not more attack damage, for more DPS, I buy the Phantom Dancer, simply because it allows me to yeah, survive the Kayn a little bit longer. Also increases my crit strike chance even further, which is obviously very strong with Infinity Edge. And also some attack speed is also nice when you have crit chance. So you can crit more often in the same period of time. And I now see the Thresh mid lane and immediately go on the Lucian, which is very good of me. I'm proud of that play. Realizing that there's nothing to fear, that we are 2v1ing right now. But this Thresh, man, he's just snowballing the mid lane. Crazy. It's crazy how well he plays the macro. And obviously Lucian is an AD carry who can stay on his own for a little while, because he's quite mobile with his dash. He can disengage if he needs to. And there's the Kayn. A flash heal. Not too sure if that heal was good. Yeah, it was probably necessary. Lucian needs 2, but Lucian overextended. Let's look at this again. So Lucian goes in, which is an immediate tell that Kayn is here, because we know, well, now we can already see it, because we know that Thresh is not there. But I think maybe we can burst him down in time, but then I see Kayn is already flanking me, so yeah, I should have backed off, respecting the Kayn, so I could have saved my flash. And the heal, just to get some more distance. But the healing was also necessary because we are getting quite low. Lucian heals as well, but he overextends. Dies to our combined abilities. Kayn was a little bit behind him, right? We were parallel to each other. Kayn was a little bit behind the Lucian, so we could trade 2v1 against him, essentially. Which is what allowed us to make a kill here. And yeah, that Tahm Kench is just dead. Try to deal as much damage as possible, wait for the echo. Kite a little bit. Oh, I walk into a hook again. But yeah, Kayn is also a little bit too mobile for us to chase, considering the tower is so close. Right, so yeah, now I need to recall. I don't want to get ganked by the Kayn again. He's still in the area, obviously. And if I were to push this, this would be a 2v1. Also, the wave is naturally pushing towards me because of the reinforcement effect. So there's no need for me to stay there. I can just go back and buy my items. Got my BF sword, which is a huge power spike, obviously, when you are in lane. Because, in case you didn't know, 10 attack damage is worth 350 gold, because long swords cost 350 and give you 10 attack damage. So technically speaking, 40 attack damage is would cost 1,400 gold. However, you are getting BF sword for 1,300 gold, and it gives 40 attack damage, which makes it cost efficient, or more than cost efficient for the raw stats it gives, which is the very reason it's such a good power spike. You pay less for the stats you get. Ooh, yeah, Kench will die for that, but we get the ooh, no, he... Oh yes, he will die. I remember that correctly. But we do get the Lucian, which is huge. Who got the kill on the Lucian? I didn't... Maybe I got the kill? Echo got the kill? No, I got the kill. Okay. So this is very good, because it's not as much about me getting a kill. It's more about Lucian being dead and not getting any of this farm. And we can take platings. And that was also a very good dive from the Echo. What you need to make sure when you go for a play like this, as a Misfortune player, you need to press the champion attack only key, so you do not accidentally click on the tower. The champion attack only key is on your keyboard, the key above the shift key. So when you, above the tab key. When you press tab, right, you open the scoreboard, and the key above that is the champion attack only key. If you hold that down, and left click, you can only, or you will enter either a movement command or when you click on a champion, an attack command. So if you misclick, you make a movement command, but you do not accidentally attack a tower. You will attack the champion. So yeah, that's very important when you play AD carry. I learned this way too late. Hopefully this information is of some help for you. But yeah, now I'm recalling, I get my Bloodthirster, I get my cloth armor, working towards Ninja Tabi. Solution also at 1 completed item. We're pretty much even in farm, and I got 1 more assist. But yeah, especially with Bloodthirster, you have such strong dueling power. To be honest, I don't get why people are building the Blade of the Ruined King, because it's not that good a misfortune. Yes, it's nice with your attack speed steroid, but at the same time, when you get extra attack damage, that's also useful with the attack speed steroid from your W, because if you attack more often, you also use attack damage more frequently. And this attack damage also feeds into your love tab, it also feeds into your ultimate. And Bloodthirster has an additional shield, which makes Strut even better, because you cannot get knocked out of Strut when you are protected by a shield. And also, it has 20% lifesteal instead of 12%, and Misfortune scales super hard with lifesteal. By the way, we need to look at this situation. She scales super hard with lifesteal because her Q applies lifesteal both hits, and her love tab also benefits from lifesteal. But yeah, we see the Kayn lurking here. We retreat to our tower, not too sure what to expect. And right now I see the Kayn making a turn, and I do not want him to get behind us, because that's our only escape path. So I preemptively move behind that bush, just in case he's there. So he's not behind me. I don't want anyone to be behind me when I'm playing AD carry, so I can always run to safety. Right, but now they retreated, and it's a 3v2 under tower. So Thresh Hook is off the table, now I can ult, so the wave is gone, and they cannot get this tower for free. And also Cannon with a very smart teleport. Very, very strong power play from the Cannon. That's some nice kills. I think I can kill the Kayn before the Cannon dies. I heal the Tahm Kench, so there's no way the Kayn kills him. And Cannon gets 3 kills out of that. Yeah, now he's pretty huge. That was a very clutch teleport. Without the teleport, we would have just tried to resist the siege. And, yeah, and fight that way. Or try to save the tower. But actually the combination of my ulti plus the teleport was so perfect. They were expecting to push the tower with their wave, but my ulti immediately deprived them of the wave, and then Cannon could collapse on them without the minions disrupting us. Especially for Cannon, that's important because he has a skill shot on his Q. So we get bot tower out of this and Infernal Drake, which is quite huge. So when you look at the overall scores, Lux is doing okay if you consider she got camped by the Thresh. Oh, that's unfortunate, but we got Infernal. That's all that matters. And Tahm Kench also died a few times unnecessarily. For example, when he didn't respect the level 2 power spike. And by the way, I'm a little bit paranoid that I did not hit record. Oh, okay, I did hit record. Everything's fine. Just wanted to make sure, because it's very frustrating to be narrating a replay or a game only to find out you forgot to press record. I hate it when that happens. Okay, so right now I moved top lane simply because there's nothing to gain bot lane. We have the tower, we have the dragon, and top lane is pushing in, so we collapse in the Teemo, force out his flash, and now we immediately, I immediately rotate mid lane because I'm the AD carry. I need to be with the team, I cannot split push. It's way too unsafe for me. And also Lux has high pick potential, so I can play around that a little bit. As you see in my item build, I have my Ninja Tabi, I have my Bloodthirster, and I'm working towards the Essence Reaver now, with a pickaxe. Essence Reaver second, normally I go for Black Cleaver second, but actually I decided to... Oh, that's actually very fishy. Yeah, me getting grabbed here. That's probably my... That's probably... yeah, that's where I die. Yeah, exactly. And if you want to see what went wrong, I cleared this control ward and I walk away from the Thresh, which is good. And now I think we are in a 3v1 situation, which is not true. I am in a 1v1 situation. Those two are not really close enough to contribute much at the moment. Also, I don't know who's here. And I'm still, instead of just running away, I'm still fighting the Thresh, which gets me hooked, which then combos into the Charm, and then the Teemo also flanks, and I die. Yeah, that was definitely my mistake. I should have just backed off, because I'm technically speaking in a 1v1. But all I saw was 3 of my team members and 1 enemy member on the screen. I did not consider I was frontlining, I did not consider there's a wall between us. So... and Fog of War, obviously. So yeah, that's what got me killed, but ultimately it worked out for my team. The fight was very nice, but that was out of my control. I could have not died, and then I could have impacted the team fight. And so I just had to hope that my team would do the work for me, right? So yeah, you never want to die, obviously. And yeah, so I didn't have a great buy either. I got a Corfeed's Warhammer, which is 25 AD, which is fine. But I'd much rather participate in fights, get kills or assists, and minion farms. Lucian gets caught too, so an eye for an eye, I suppose. Still a very even score. Also, as far as towers are concerned, bot lane, both towers gone. Top lane, we lost a tower. Mid lane, both towers still intact. Mid lane, the most important towers, by the way. Need to drink some water in between, because this is a very long game. As you can see by the time of the video, or the length of the video. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm hitting tower here, and as an AD carry, you should only be hitting tower when it's absolutely free. And right now, I think it's free because we are 5 people. There's no way I can challenge this. And now I back off simply because I don't want to get flanked by the Kayn. So the Kayn goes on the cannon. Cannon ults in Tom Kenish's stomach. And gets him. Yeah, we get it's too much going on at the same time. We get the Kayn in the end, but he gets a huge shutdown on cannon, which is problematic, especially for me, since I'm the most important target for him. Yeah, right now he's just dead. He flashes, but he died. That's very bad of him. And this is... I shouldn't have ulted here. I should have just waited for something to happen, because ulting against retreating enemies as Misfortune, that's not going to work. That's not how your ult is designed. You're supposed to swing a team fight in your favor with it, or to trap somebody with it, but when they can already disengage, you won't do much damage when you press R. Alright, so now the situation has resolved itself, so I can go to bot lane, push past river, collect my farm, and make sure to not die. Right here I'm considering taking another wave, but here I notice that the wave's already passed the river, and I decide it's too greedy, I need to back off. And yeah, that's what I do. I'm still healthy and have full mana, and my Bloodthirster shields, but still, I don't want to get 1v1'd by anyone. There's all of them missing on the map, and if even just me showing myself gives them opportunities to pressure objectives, and I do not want that to happen. So I recall, I get my item, I have my Essence Reaver, which is huge, because 20% CDR is it's already enough to make your ults, to give enough uptime to your ults that you have it in almost every team fight. 20% is the minimum of CDR you should have when you play Misfortune. You can either get this through Ghostblade plus Dustblade, or with Black Cleaver, or in my case with Essence Reaver. Obviously the more the better, but 20% is what you want to have at least on Misfortune. And for my next item, I think I am considering a Phantom Dancer at this point, because of the Kayn. Or actually, no. This is what I do. I see that my problem... I think about what got me killed. What got me my one death. And it was when I got chain CC'd by the Thresh into the Ahri, and then got killed. So I actually am buying a Quicksilver Sash right now, because that allows me to play a little bit more aggressively, and especially against the Ahri, and against the Teemo, and against the Thresh, because but they can only win if they can CC me. And if they can cleanse the CC, in Teemo's case the blind, then I can outduel them with my lifesteal. So yeah, my next item is a Quicksilver Sash, and then I go for Phantom Dancer to be more safe against the Kayn. Or do I go for IE first? I'm not too sure about my build order anymore. All I know is that I had my death in mind and thought, how can I prevent this in the future? And the answer is QSS. Also an item I personally buy way too rarely. I was just flirting with death. Getting almost hooked and almost charmed on my way towards my team. Yeah, that was that was too close for comfort. But yes, I do need my QSS, and that's what I buy now. Always make sure to not overextend. Wait for the enemy key cooldowns. Yeah, right there I was debating on whether I should harass with autos, but then I came to the conclusion it's too risky, which is probably true. Should always stay safe. If they engage on you, then you lose the team fight. When you play AD carry, that is. When you're a tank and you want them to engage on you, then that's a different story, obviously. Getting ready for the hard engage. A little bit unlucky. Cannon died way too quickly. And here we go. I do not have my ulti, which is sort of a problem in this situation. Because I wasted it earlier, I couldn't capitalize on them fighting in a choke point here. So we just run towards the safety of our tower. Barely don't get the Ahri. Which is unfortunate. So I need to make sure I'm behind the king. This is also what you need to do in your Misfortune games. If an assassin gets behind you, then you are in a lot of trouble, even with the Tahm Kench support. Because you cannot avoid the fight if your escape path is blocked by the assassin. And right now I have my 1300 gold and I get my QSS. Yep, and now I can play way more aggressively. I can even bait the Thresh into hooking me, thinking it's safe, and just to auto-attack him as if nothing happened. And also the extra magic resist helps against Teemo Shrooms, helps against Ahri all-ins, and a little bit against Lucian. Nah, not really. He has his E, or what is this spell that does magic damage? Don't know. Tahm Kench gets himself hooked, but he's too tanky. Alright, need some more water. And again we have the initiation of the team fight. We trade supports in the end, which is fine. And we really need this top tower. This top tower is going to be... it is a huge problem, because it creates so much pressure. We cannot... if you think of football, it would be like not being able to play the ball into the enemy's side of the field, right? Because the minions, who are the ball in that case, are constantly pushed back towards our turret. Towards our base. Don't know if you're into football analogies. I'm not a huge football fan. I'm not too sure how I just came up with that. Ahri is going to charm me, and I'm going to bait it out. I'm QSSing it and just auto-attacking her, and she did not see that coming. She cannot kill me now. She needs to disengage. And I almost overextended. I was a little bit too reliant on my QSS. Didn't see the Teemo flank coming. That was rough. That was extremely rough. Cannon tried to R flash Zhonya's. And he ended up flash Zhonya's zing, if that's a verb. And did not use his R. As you just saw in the chat, he spam pinged his own R. Yeah, that could have been a little bit better for us, to say the least. Yeah, but the problem with QSS is I can QSS the Ahri Charm, but afterwards I cannot QSS the Teemo Blind if he comes from the side and blinds me. As it almost happened, as it happened here and cost me my both my summoner spells. So this is something I could have done way better. Not be too greedy, despite having QSS. So yeah, this dragon is free. They cannot really walk up to us. Lux is zoning them. And now all we need to do is disengage. Just run, brothers. And again, I hate it when that happens. I will show you what I mean. Just rewind. Getting ready to fight here. And I think... Okay, there's one person in front of me to block a Thresh hook. But this person is a Lux, and she's obviously running behind me. So that's what happens. She barely manages to get behind me, so Thresh can cancel my ulti, which is her natural reaction as a Lux player. But in this situation, had she had her presence of mind, not the rune, but actual presence of her mind, she would have stayed in front of me, blocked the hook, so I can just channel my ult through them and guarantee a win in this team fight. But yeah, so be it. Still managed to win this somehow. I thought this would go disastrously wrong after I got hooked. Okay, so here's I get hooked, no? Lux gets to safety. Those are the skill shot which hits. Kayn appears behind us with no HP. Didn't see where he came from. And he dies to 2 of my auto attacks. So yeah, that was extremely messy. In the end, it was good enough. Need to keep my distance because it's a 3v2 and I'm extremely low, so is Lux. So yeah, I can lifesteal and mana steal, if you want to call it like that, on the camp with my Bloodthirster and my Essence Reaver. But I still need to back. I think I have a lot of gold. 2000, yeah. Oh, but I see the Lux getting in trouble. But she just kills him. Yeah, I was there. I tried to... probably I would have been too late. But I saw something happening and I immediately cancelled my recall and moved. Which is good, I think. It's a good habit to get into. You always need to support your teammates. So yeah, I get another BF sword and a pickaxe working towards my Infinity Edge, because that's a huge power spike when you already have a crit item. It also means that I get more... So this is the funny thing, when you have lifesteal, getting more damage is also kind of like getting a defensive stat, because more damage means more lifesteal, or means more health you gain from having lifesteal. So yeah, this also makes me a little bit tankier. As strange as this might sound, but that's how it is. So we start Baron because they don't have vision, and we get Thresh. But now Kayn is coming, we need to disengage, and we do, I think. This is so risky. Yeah, Echo pings us back. I waste my ulti again. I try to zone off the Ahri. I'm still thinking we could maybe do this, but there's absolutely no way. I should not have ulted. I should have kept my ult, I should have kept my calm. And prepare for the fight in front of the Baron pit. My QSS is also off cooldown, so I can position myself very aggressively. So I think I will now go for a 1v1 against the Ahri, knowing my QSS is up. Or actually, I think I retreat here, yeah. My team recalls, and me staying there would be very foolish. And I think at some point I go against the Ahri 1v1 and I completely destroy her due to my QSS. Which is, by the way, the most satisfying feeling ever. Just dueling a mid laner with crowd control and winning. Okay, do I have my Infinity Edge? Not quite, need 100 more gold. Waiting for the right time to go in. As an AD carry, I cannot really choose when to start a team fight, but I need to be ready when my teammates or my enemies start a team fight. So this is why you need to stay behind your team, run in circles, wait for something to happen. You cannot make it happen yourself as an AD carry. If you frontline as an AD carry, then you will die first, and that's not where you want to be. When you're dead, all your damage is out of the team fight. And right now we're in a little bit of a tricky situation, because Teemo is split pushing bot lane, uncontestedly. And if he takes this inhib, they will get Baron for it. So we have two options, right? We can either hard engage tower dive them, we can start Baron, we can recall. The best option here is to just recall, but the team is indecisive, we don't do anything. And I want to call my team back. I started the recall, as you saw there. But my team is not having this, so I think, okay, might as well stay there. But I should have just recalled myself. I do have QSS, I can duel the Teemo. I can 1v1 him, because he cannot blind me. And now our recalls get cancelled. They keep us busy. They know Teemo is doing work. And now I decided to just walk down there. Try to get the Teemo. And finally Kennen managed to pop his ulti before... Oh, Teemo. And he goes, that's the thing, I thought I'd no longer need to go there because they are 2v1ing the Teemo, definitely killing him. But Teemo gets a double kill, which is disastrous, so I need to go there. And now I can just kill him. Yeah, I was waiting for the Q animation, but when the Q landed he was already dead, so there was no need for me to QSS it. But even if Teemo would have been at full health, I would have killed him with my lifesteal, because as soon as the Q hits, I press my QSS key, and I get rid of the blind. There's no way we can defend this Baron. If they don't take it then, they take it 1 minute later because of super minions in our bot lane. We need to keep the supers out of our bot lane, so our base towers don't fall for free, right? And then they can take Nashor. So right now we are in a little bit of a bad spot. Not gonna lie. I try to empty our jungle camps before they do it, because they will start pushing and then they clear our camps. So if I take it, they cannot take them. So yeah, now clear wolves. I get a cloud, it's fine. And my item build is also looking good. I have double crit items, and now I'm working towards my Phantom Dancer as another source of defense. Yeah, I'm not too willing to fight here. I just try to wave clear and see what happens. The most important thing is I must not get caught. That's the issue here. I was a little bit too hesitant on my ulti, or well, Thresh was too far away. I should not have ulted. I debated whether I should or not, and then I went in and ulted, and then it was obviously too late, and Thresh was too far away. That was just risky, and I wasted my ulti. I'm a little bit too trigger happy. And right there. This is where I tried to bait the... Yeah, in my head that looked a little bit cleaner. So what I was trying to do there was killing the Thresh before before anyone noticed what was going on. Because normally Thresh can buy his team time with his crowd control. But you see he's dropping very quickly. And I get hooked. I immediately cleanse it. But I needed 1 or 2 more autos, and the team was already there to follow up. So I thought the team might not notice, and I could kill the Thresh without anybody reacting in time. But that did not work out. I still think the play is okay. I can take risks like that as long as I have my QSS, because I will not die for it. As long as I'm not dead, I can do my job as an AD carry. This tower will fall though, there's no way around it. Falls to the Baron push. But this inhib we should really try to defend. And, oh, Kennen with a premium initiation, the clean sweep. Let's see what happened there. The enemy's just overextended. I mean, Thresh is still super low from my engage earlier. He has no way of regenerating health. So he's just an easy pickup. So yeah, that was actually a good value of my play with my QSS. I got the Thresh extremely low, and all I lost was my QSS cooldown for 90 seconds. Yeah, and Thresh, and Kennen flashes in with his ulti. Thresh dies. Lucian dies. That was clean. Super clean. But yeah, this play was made possible due to Thresh being so extremely low. And now we have numbers advantage, we can chase them. We shouldn't chase too much though, because you see that? See that? Yeah, we should have backed way earlier. We got a little bit too excited getting those 2 kills, and we lose a tower for it. To be fair, this tower is probably falling anyway, since they have Baron. Ooh, but now Timo will... Ah, he won't die. Or won't he? Oh, he definitely drops. Okay. Let's look at that again real quick. I also got my Phantom Dancer, so I'm extremely fast now. And I have a lot of attack speed and crit. So I'm not even using my Q anymore at this point. I'm just autoing, because Q takes too long, the animation is too long. And my autos can crit, my Q cannot crit. At least the first part of the Q cannot crit. So yeah, Timo just dies, and I couldn't go in there without needing to fear his blind, simply because I have QSS. It's such a, also a psychological thing. I know that I can deal with the situation, even if he has his blind and uses it in time. So yeah, we cannot really get anything from this pick though, because we need to defend bot lane still. And for some reason Tahm Kench ended up being our designated split pusher in the bot lane. At least he has Sunfire, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. I think he buys it because he is our split pusher for some reason. Alright, next up I think I upgrade my QSS. Yeah, it's my only item left, right? Now I get my Scimitar as my last item. More magic resist, more attack damage, more lifesteal, which Misfortune converts incredibly well, as I've explained earlier. So let's see what happens. I mean, I need to stay safe, that's my job. I'm the AD carry, I must not get caught out, I must not walk through Fog of War, or walk through enemy wards. I must stay safe at all costs. Need 600 more gold for my Mercurial. Fighting off the Lucian. But still, this is what I mean. We are constantly under pressure from top lane, because this tower is still there. We cannot push this lane. So, Elder spawning. We cannot give that to them for free, obviously. Yeah, so this is where we try to kill the Ahri. I think I flashed here for no reason. Or out of greed, rather. Let's look at this in depth. Teamfighting, the most important aspect as an AD carry. They have flash on the Ahri in the hope to 3-shot her. But she just ults over the wall. And she comes back, which is a huge mistake from her. That gets her killed. And now the enemy can no longer do Elder Drake. They walk into my ulti. Kayn drops to his GA. Get my auto off, he dies. A QSS, Thresh dies. Or does he? He doesn't. Okay. Thresh doesn't die, but he's extremely low. And they still have full resources, they have no way of dealing with me. Thresh and Lucian super low. I contemplate chasing, but then I return to do Elder. They, I want them to realize they need to back off, so we can do Elder peacefully. Meanwhile, though, we lose 2 inhibs for Elder, right? Okay, we lose 1? No, we actually lose 2 inhibs for Elder. So yeah, that's an issue. However, Eldar's off the map, they cannot get it, and as long as we have it, they have no chance of beating us in a team fight. Now I got my scimitar, and I think I also got the elixir. I actually cannot see it in my... Yeah, I got the elixir. So I'm as strong as we can get as an AD carry. They're not doing Baron. However, we are on a clock because supers are running down our base. So we need to make something happen. Oh, that was a huge mistake from the Thresh. I'm still far enough. I can 1v1 the Kayn, no problem. I actually don't like the Tahm Kench play here. Let's look at it again. But this was actually saving the Kayn. And so Kayn flanks, which catches me off guard, but I'm 2 levels ahead of him. I'm full build. 32% lifesteal. 30% lifesteal. I thought it was 12%, but it's 10. 30% lifesteal. Ninja Tabby, Phantom Dancer. Full health. So I run to safety so I can duel him. And I could have killed him in 1 or 2 autos. And also got my health back, but Tahm Kench eats me, which means I can no longer auto him. Kayn realizes he loses and he gets away because Tahm Kench ate me. That was quite frustrating. And yeah, Lux died and DC'd. So maybe that was a rage quit, who knows. But now we need to somehow defend this mess. Let's look at this in more detail. It's too beautiful. Alright. So Kayn should be dead, but Tahm Kench saved him earlier, right? So this is a 2v4. Teemo Zhonya's. And I just need to keep attacking minions or champions if the chance is there. And Lucian just feeds because he cannot beat me 1v1. Teemo flashes. Tahm Kench, this is a very good Tahm Kench save. That was very good. My QSS was on cooldown. So I could not have dealt with the Teemo. As long as we can defend our towers, we're fine. And yeah, this is exactly what would have happened earlier. Kayn tries to do something, but when you look at it, this is where my team is consistently spamming surrender. By the way, I hate it. The surrender vote was just there annoying me, and I really don't think you should be able to see the surrender vote while you're in combat. That's so obnoxious. But yeah, he just runs in, dies instantly. And luckily Lux is coming back. So we're technically still in it. This tower also lives somehow. Right, I refreshed my potion. And now we would like to do something with the Baron. Or to try to challenge Baron, but at the same time, the tower is super low. We have supers and bots and in top lane. Very good snipe though. Right. So their jungler is dead, which is the only reason we can try to do this. We have smite, they don't. Actually, I think we have smite. Not too sure what this means. Is it on cooldown or not? Yeah, okay. So, we get Baron. Good smite. I just assume he's smitted. Okay. So now with Baron, we do have a chance to defend this mess here. The Teemo split push, man, I swear. So essentially, these two inhibitors need to respawn first before we can make anything happen. And it's now minute 40, minute 43 almost, and this tower is still there. This tower created so much pressure in this game. We should have taken it way back when we had the chance to. Sometimes macro is hard. Yeah, but yeah, right now it's just a waiting game. Need to wait until the inhibitors come back. The casual 1.3k crits from the Misfortune. They cannot take this, and Thresh knows it. So yeah, we need to defend this at all cost. And I thin out the top wave a little bit until they come too close, and as soon as they get close, I immediately turn to challenge them. Top inhibitor respawned, bot inhibitor will respawn in a second. And then maybe we can do something. This is where Teemo dies. Yeah, saw that? It's just so much damage. Free-shotting anybody. Right? Teemo's trying to mess with us. 1, 2, 3. Thresh tries to save him, but 3 autos and he's down. And he's not that squishy. He has, oh no, he's sold his Zhonya's, okay. But it still has 2 HP items. But now it's a 4v5, and we can pressure. And here just go ham on the Lucian. Which ultimately gets him killed, right? Yeah. Three versus 5 right now. And we can take another Elder. And now we're finally in a position to maybe take some towers. And I'm not pinging this tower again. This tower annoys me the whole game. It's crazy. Baronet Elder though, so we are trying to get an inhibitor for that. Mid lane the wave is pushed and we can probably just get it for free. It's still a 4v5. And you know, this is also one of the important parts. My team is getting impatient, right? You can see that in their play. All we need to do is take this tower and we're fine. Echo tries to do something crazy, tries to dive or whatever. The most important part is, you as an AD carry, you do not join in that madness. You just hit the tower, you do your job, and once the tower is gone, you can push forward. Always play backline. Now we get the inhibitor for free, and then we immediately disengage. And maybe, after 46 minutes, we can take the top tower, but no. We go bot lane. Which is fine. I mean, the wave is already pushed. We should be getting something here. Let's look at this entirely, how this develops. So we decide to go bot lane, finally. And those two are threatening to collapse on the cannon, or those three. So, ult Zhonya's and flash out. Nice. Ah, they all die to a Misfortune ulti. That's so beautiful. I want to see that again. So you notice I do have my Mercurius Scimitar up, so I can play very aggressively. Yeah, they all die to autos, and when they are next to each other I can also Q, because that's a love tap reset, and deals damage to both of them. And as soon as Lucian was out of auto range, I immediately pressed my ulti to finish him off. And this is where we take the bot lane inhibitor, and I guess we finish here. I still have full resources, because Bloodthirster plus SS Reaver. Well, not full mana, but enough to cast all of my spells. So yeah, we got everything here. A flash auto the Ari just for swag. And now we finish the game. Alright, yeah. that was quite intense, and I was sweating through this. And this top tower survived the entire match, which is unbelievable. Alright, if you enjoyed this, leave me a like. If you want to see a Challenger Misfortune analysis, you will find an appropriate link in the end card. And see you tomorrow. Bye. A big thank you to all my Patreons and channel members. If you want to become a Patreon yourself, just go to patreon.com/mfdb.